The latest in the landscape, these are two of the top squads in the league. The top four get a double bye in the conference tournament. And we welcome you down to the floor. You can feel the buzz in this building, a sellout crowd. John Sadak, the former Texas Tech head man, and Chris Walker. There's a lot on the line. VCU wins. They are the outright league champs on the regular year. They are the #1 seed. St. Louis wins. They secure a double bye and a top 4 seed.
John, you're so right. These games at the end of the year are so important, so crucial to your end of season success. Two very talented coaches with teams that have something to play for. But ultimately, it's about building momentum as they head to Brooklyn. Who can get hot and get on a run?
There is buzz in the building. The Billikens are here to take on the host Rams. A rematch on this regular campaign. Let's take a look at the coast-to-coast starting lineups brought to you by T-Mobile. Of note for St. Louis, no Francis Okoro. The Oregon transfer did not travel, a non-COVID illness. He is one of the top rebounders, not just in the A-10, but all the country. How does that impact things?
That definitely impacts things, because think about it. The VCU, they're one of those teams, they are junkyard dogs in the lane. Forrester's going to have to bring it. Cecil's going to have to come off the bench and do some work as well. But you're talking about a physical team in the Siegel Center, John. This energy is unbelievable.
Two teams that take on the identity of their respective coaches. Mike Rhodes of VCU, Travis Ford of St. Louis. They both pride themselves in toughness. The Billikens are great on the glass. VCU wreaks havoc with its patented defense.
We got an electric atmosphere in here. Smells like someone thinks they might win a championship tonight. What do you think?
VCU 14-3 in this building, trying to sweep St. Louis and secure the hardware. Jaden Nunn behind Kern, who had cut. And a giveaway, that is a concern for Mike Rhodes.
Yeah, we spoke with him earlier, and that's the one thing that he was actually happy about, that they have not turned the ball over in the last 10 to 15 games. But right there, the first possession, I'm sure he's not happy about that. You got to find your groove right away.
In their first 22 games, the Rams gave it away over 15 times per. In their last 7, it's less than 10 per game.
Talking about a team that forces double-digit turnovers every game, so they definitely don't want to give it away.
Jake Forrester made his first start of the season. Terrence Hargrove Jr. Forrester, shot clock violation.
That's 2 turnovers to start the game by both teams. Little jitters there, fill each other out. Forrester, you get extremely efficient in there, but guys got to be more aware to get a shot off.
Rams at the other end. They get to the line in bunches, one of the best in the country. That was one of the key stats the last time these teams met. They were +10 in free throw attempts and makes.
See them icing the ball screen, not allowing Ace Baldwin to come off with his left hand.
The Kern miss, a one and done. Yuri Collins running point. Yet again, Forrester wants into the post up top. Jefferson, who was excellent when these teams met a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he made 5 threes. There's no way they're going to allow him to get off. And you see Forrester, he's almost 60% of the field. Rarely misses, missing the funny there.
Coast to coast, non-tip is there. Jalen DeLoach.
Got to sprint back and transition. Forrester having to help. No one there to tag and box out DeLoach. That's a problem if that happens. Remember, Noah Coro this game.
We've already seen them double Collins a couple of times on the Billiken half-court possessions. He gets it here. Showing the crossover. Twisting fall away. Rattles away.
And you notice, John, Ace Baldwin does not guard Yuri Collins. They have Jaden Nunn, a bigger guard on him, also probably to alleviate foul trouble.
Baldwin misfires. He was electric, erupting for 37 when these teams last met. 21 of those second half. Jefferson throws that out of bounds.
You see sprinting down there. Someone has to find DeLoach. No one in there to box him out. That's problematic. You got to sprint back in transition. Everyone's got to locate a man. And if the big fella goes to block a shot, someone else has to tag the big. Period.
Baldwin brings it up.
St. Louis plays a very fast-paced team, probably the best offensive team in the league. They lead almost in every category except points per game. They're second in that, but
Holding move by Brandon Johns. Loose ball rolls corner. It'll be Randall.
This game is going to be very physical. You got to bring this one of those games down. I know we're athletically challenged, but you have to bring your hard hat. You got to bring your hard hat to a game like this.
You know my hat closet is a lot denser than most others. Nunn pocket picked. Collins gives it away. Kern surges, snaps it off for Nunn. Extra pass to Kern.
What you got to do, you got to convert those touchdown turnovers.
Javante Perkins, 3-ball.
It's just a joy to have him back and see him healthy. Excellent three-point shooter, but give credit to the maestro, Yuri Collins, for dropping the dime triple.
John shapes up, top of the key. Kern. Ball to touch Stagnant. Oh, nice lead. Collins caught. Baldwin bucket.
Just great execution there, Barclays. Got to put a little bit more pressure on DeLoach. That pass was far too easy. Just get the feeling this is going to be a high-scoring game, right? That's the energy that we feel right now.
Hargrove, open triple, and a couple of threes for the Billikens.
We watched, they had a spirited shoot-around. Travis Ford, he's a competitor himself. They're a decorated coach. They're not going to back down to anybody. They honestly believe they're the better team, John.
Baldwin floats it up. DeLoach dribbled and still gets the bucket.
Coming off that ball screen, two people honor him. Some has to be on the weak side, but the only problem is it's an empty side. No one's there.
Keep in mind, St. Louis does not take many threes. They're third in percentage, but they don't take or make that many by volume.
They don't, but the amazing thing is they score so many points and they don't, right?
Hargrove, and there's the first non-triple. That deadlocks things at 8.
They do stuff like that. They get in the paint, and they're extremely efficient, particularly if a guy like Forrest or Coro. Both guys are shooting almost 60% from the field, and that's the shot right there that Ace Baldwin should make. You got to put a bigger Jalen Nunn on him, and even with Jalen Nunn on him, it still will be tough. He's at least 37 the last time they played.
Forrester backing down against Johns. Help comes from Kern. That shot off the upper. Last touch, VCU. But some key categories that Mike Rhodes' team took advantage of: points off turnovers and second chance points.
And it's hard to win on the road. And at Barclays Center, that is a very, very, very nice place. That St. Louis, they have an unbelievable advantage there, and they got it done at a high level. But I know one thing, I've seen games there at the Chambers, and John, I'm telling you right now, for them to win there, but that's what VCU does. They win off turnovers, and there it is again. And that young man dropping the dime dunk. Ace Baldwin.
The Rams had 10 of their 12 points in the paint. That is a major point of emphasis for Mike Rhodes to get paint touches.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the thing is, they're scoring in transition, and that's what St. Louis leads the A-10 in transition points. VCU right now says, you know what, they say you're an offensive team. We're going to show you what we can do in our house.
Forrester turnaround. It does feel like they're trying to funnel the ball to him.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, the bottom line is, 60% from the field. I would throw it to him, too, if he can get position. The tempo transfer is a big body in there. Probably a much better score than a Coral, to be honest with you.
Said Jackson to Kern. Right to left, crossover, lefty finish.
Again, you got to read your scouting report. Kern is not a shooter. You got to give him some space, but what he does very well is cut, and he had that momentum, and he changed directions and got to the rim.
That's something Mike Rhodes shared with us today, how he's embraced that role.
And that's hard to get guys to do. You can't do that.
Gibson Jimerson is an elite outside shooter.
Beyond elite. You just cannot do that, period.
DeLoach. Hot potatoes, his own miss. Drag into the lane.
Great defense.
Jefferson sprinting. Hargrove trying to Euro and got fouled by Zed Jackson.
And that was really good defense. He got us both excited there. Not fouling, verticality. And you see Gibson Jimerson here, like, again, DeLoach got out there, but you have to take away the three, not contest the three. There's DeLoach trying to go to work, getting busy. The big fella, number 10, says, no, not today. Sends that back. They're here at the line.
Terrence Hargrove Jr., 71% at the stripe this year. Last year struggled 50%. Hits the first. Slew of subs for VCU. And one notable one for St. Louis. Mohamedou Momo Cisse is in, the freshman from Senegal, whose playing time has been up of late and will have to be heightened with a Coro out tonight.
It's what college basketball, really sports, is all about. Your numbers called, right? The Coro's not feeling well, and so someone else has to step in his stead, and here's your opportunity. Oftentimes, John, kids sit at the end of the bench and they bemoan and they want to get in the game and they're like, I can do that, and then they never get their opportunity. But here's your opportunity to prove that you should be out there and you can help your team.
This is the Billikens' first lead. In for VCU, the Hartford transfer, David Shriver, an outstanding outside shooter.
Outstanding for sure. You got to show some awareness. Great pass.
The wraparound for the Johns dunk, and paint points continue to pile up for the Rams.
Yeah, they got to make sure they do a better job of getting into the lane, because if not, they're going to run that curl cut and that ball screen all game long.
Sincere Parker holding the pivot. Jimerson trying to wrap around. Pickett with 5 to shoot. Contested fall away. No. Billiken ball. They give it away. Watkins leaves. Baldwin. Up top, Shriver. In and out. Rebound VCU and Johns.
The utility man.
And a foul on the floor on Cisse.
Wow. What an exchange that was. Dude, look at this last bucket. Stop it right there. You see right there, John. Here, Cisse, he has to help. Where is the help on the weak side? No one's there. Just an easy shot. You see Yuri Collins ball watching. And Brandon Johns with the jam sandwich.
Yuri Collins went to the bench. 30 seconds, dead ball means immediate. He plays a lot of minutes. Johns from his backside. Watkins down low. Shriver rejected. Foul on Jimerson.
Just an intense game. You can see that both these teams are playing for something. That you see Yuri Collins, it's sitting right now.
And this is a way to sneak him some more real-time rest, right?
Absolutely. That's just smart. There's 22 seconds left before the 12-minute timeout. And then get him back in soon as it's over. Because, again, Noah Coro, short bench. And they'll have Hughes Jr. who'll play the point as well.
They're going to do the same with Jimerson, who subs out. Perkins in. Baldwin gets a blow for VCU. The Shriver in conference-only action, almost 48% from 3.
I mean, he's amazing. I mean, ask Dayton about him. Just raining threes. The Hartford transfer, you got to find him.
Nearly turned over, wide open corner. Sincere Parker, air ball. Johns weak side.
John, what a contest by Shriver. Didn't get the loose ball and sprinted to contest that shot.
Zeb Jackson snaps to Shriver. Johns wants it, fronted, hard denied by Cisse. Watkins muscling into the paint, foul on the floor. Will step aside, Parker the foul, 3 for the Bear. A tight one in Richmond, 3 ties, 2 lead changes, Rams by 3. How do they profile as an at-large entrant for the NCAA tournament?
John, we just started. You're trying to get me riled up right now. I can't believe. Did the producer do this? I mean, we got a whole game left. I am just appalled that VCU is not one of the teams we're talking about on the bubble. They talk about the Atlantic 10. You're watching this game going on right now. You're telling me that some of those teams in the Power 5, Power 6 league, the teams that are going to be 8th and 9th, they can come in here and win, right? They can't get these guys on the schedule. And even when they do, John, it's like one game. They have to win that game. If they don't, at-large bids are gone. They can't lose a game in the league. You saw Duquesne. Duquesne's very good. This one, Keith Dambrose could be coach of the year if it wasn't for Keith Ergo and what he's doing at Fordham. I just think the numbers, and again, it drives me crazy, but the coach in me comes out. This team right here is deserving of an at-large bid. Trust me on that.
Double on Johns. Shriver release. 3-ball. He played his first 3 collegiate seasons at Division II in West Virginia.
Country road. You cannot leave him open. I mean, and he shoots it from deep as well. I mean, he's on the scouting report. They're talking about him, but
Perkins corner, quick load for 3. That's a 4th main triple for the Billikens.
Harry Hughes Jr. Started, how about this? A walk-on. He's a walk. I was talking to one of the assistants today, Corey Tate, a walk-on. They're going to probably give him a scholarship next year. They better give him a scholarship because he's playing great. Larry, I was going to say Larry Hughes Sr. I know a little bit about him. When I was the coach at Vanderbilt, he gave us the business.
Snap corner again. It's Pickett. Off iron, rebound to Jackson.
Fast-paced game. Up and down the floor. Very entertaining.
Johns, the reluctant 3. Ugly miss.
And he would be so, I mean, he's having an amazing year. Coach talked about it. He's getting a steal.
Watkins down the lane.
He's got to throw that up. He's got to pass that.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, he's got to pass that. John, he talked about his grandmother, right? And how she said this is the best he's ever played or felt about the game of basketball.
Take a look at tonight's Intuit TurboTax player profile on Brandon Johns. He was at Michigan, part of 3 runs in the NCAA tournament, 2 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8. And his grandma shared with Mike Rhodes that indeed his greatest joy that he's had as a collegiate basketball player has come wearing that uniform playing for the Rams.
That's amazing. And then, John, when I get to wear this jacket, I tell my grandmother how much I like working with you.
My wife and daughter adore you as well. I missed you, my friend.
No doubt, no doubt.
Terrence Hargrove. End-line drive, tipped, still finds Jimerson. 9 to shoot, baseline J. That was altered by Shriver.
I tell you, Shriver doesn't look like the most athletic player, but he's playing very athletic and very hard defensively.
Baldwin lurking. He beckons DeLoach. Hard screen. Feed the screener. Disrupted. DeLoach settles. Bucket. Is there something to instigating chaos that you play well within it?
I mean, that's why they call it havoc. They enjoy the mud. They love playing in the mud, getting dirty. I mentioned that hard hat. Jimerson just wanted to get that one off quick because he knew he had Ace Baldwin, a smaller guard on him.
Baldwin against Jimerson, other end. Jimerson did receive recruiting interest from VCU in Richmond. Chose St. Louis. None. Hits heel. Jimerson wins it.
Now look at the intensity of this game. Can you imagine what Brooklyn's going to be like? I mean, it is intense. And supposedly they're playing for 1 bid, which is going to make it even more intense.
Foul on the floor. Cisse got hit by Shriver. And there is an intensity to this game that feels postseason.
I mean, I can feel it over here. They're going up and down the floor. Cisse's got to be careful getting into it with Ace Baldwin. Going to bring him out of the game. We talk about the job both these coaches have done with their respective teams. Mike Rhodes, a tremendous job. I got a lot of respect. For Travis Ford, I remember coaching against him in the Big 12. He's an excellent coach as well.
Foul on Kern, who got very aggressive guarding Javonte Perkins. That'll be Nick Kern's first. St. Louis has gone cold. Billikens haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. They have missed 6 of their last 7 from the field.
And credit the VCU defense. Just stifling. Creates turnovers. It's almost like they have 8 people on the floor.
Jimerson feed Forrester, 1-on-1. Misses, Johns got it.
They're electing not to double, allowing DeLoach to guard him 1-on-1. He's got to take his time, and if he doesn't have a good shot, kick that out.
Nick Kern floats it up. Rattles down.
And he wants to go right. after that scouting report. He wants to go right, and once he gets in the lane that deep, he can use his athleticism. Have to slide your feet and cut him off. Easier said than done.
Forrester hit, foul. That's going to be 2 on Kern.
See right here, this area right here, you got, again, you can't slide your feet with him once he's going in the lane. You got to chest him, and cut him off. That's what you have to do. Perkins got to do a better job of guarding man because they're going to keep going to that time and time again, allowing them to go from the left side of the floor with their right hand into the lane.
Forrester misses, so the foul to Kern, his second. He's going to go to the bench here. Watkins comes on. How long do you sit Kern?
I mean, you have to set him for a few minutes, but you know they got some other guys that they can bring into the game that can spell him. And it's just they're a deep bench. He's got a lot of guys to put out there, that's for sure. Zeb Jackson can come in. Jaden Nunn hasn't started going yet. He can play some more minutes. Look at Brandon John, so versatile. You got a guy that big with that type of experience, his versatility. And the one thing, if he made the three, they would be so much more dangerous if he was shooting the three better this year. This big fella.
Threaded dime from Yuri Collins, who entered tonight needing 8 assists to tie, 9 to break the single-season A-10 record. He is already the all-time assist leader in A-10 history. DeLoach threads that. No, disrupted by Collins. Found by the Rams, and the finish by Nunn.
It's a fortuitous bounce. It was good defense. Got to finish the play, though.
With purpose, aggressive drive by Perkins.
They're definitely determined to get to the rim there. DeLoach could have taken a charge there, but he elected to try to block it, and great finish by Perkins.
Foul to Collins, his first. Rare occasion where he defended Baldwin. 29-23 VCU, thanks in part to the inside efforts of Jalen DeLoach.
Yeah, he's definitely getting busy inside. And remember, John, no Frank Okoro, which is a big reason. So guess what? Because their big guy is missing, you got to make sure you activate yours on the other side. And again, right there, you see Ace Baldwin, the empty side, dropping the dime. Mike Rose always has one long player, one long athletic big inside. Jalen DeLoach by way of Savannah, Georgia, and the EYBL team, the skills factory. I'm telling you right now, this kid has a great chance. He anchors this defense and does what they need, particularly with Brandon Johns being the face-up four-man.
Billikens have trailed by as many as 8. It's outside shooting that's kept St. Louis in it. With 4 made triples, they only average 7 a game. A ram ball. Johns from the elbow, off the fake, rejected by Forrester Jimerson.
Yeah, it looked like they were playing a little junk defense, maybe like a box-and-one action there.
3-ball in transition. Javonte Perkins.
So he's lighting it up right now in a groove. You see Travis Ford pointing, say find him, calling out that defense. Looked like, again, they're in the junk defense. Could be a 2-3 zone. Trying to slow them up, give them a different look. So they can't get those cuts by Kearns.
Watkins on the wing. Into the paint, off balance, miss, rebound, Forrester, chin and spin.
And think about it, it's so much traffic in there now as opposed to the floor being spread out. That's the point of playing zone, even though Watkins still got in the lane.
Extra pass, Perkins, his first miss of the night.
Yeah, I thought he could have shot faked and got a better one, or got in the lane and passed to one of his buddies.
Watkins other end, hits heel, not really a shooter, Forrester weak side. The shooter Schreiber ready to sub in for the Rams.
Yeah, I like the pace of this game, John, but I'm telling you, it favors St. Louis. They love the up and down nature of the game. And the one thing they do, the last game they played, they had 22 assists. They do a great job of passing the ball to each other. They're a very unselfish team. They lead the conference in assists.
Rams with a second sub to the table, Zeb Jackson. Everybody moving. Baldwin, lead, Watkins, rejected foul. Let's take a look at the Jeep AP poll. What are you seeing among the top 10 nationally?
I mean, you know I'm going to shout out my guys. I'm from H-Town. What do you mean? I mean, are you serious? Right there was a trick question, but Alabama playing great. Kansas, Bill Self doing a magnificent job. This guy right here, give him the job. He deserved the job at Texas for what he's done. But the bottom line is Coach of the Year right here in my league. I'm sorry, Marquette, Shaka Smart, picked 9th in the Big East, and look what he's doing with that program. Fantastic year in college basketball.
And of course,
and I was going to say, you know, people talk about the portal, people talk about NIL, all these different things, John. There are some good stories, right? Some great basketball and some great kids and coaches out there. We need to celebrate that.
Last foul went to Larry Hughes, his first. Watkins converts. So team fouls even at 5 aside. Shriver is back in for VCU. And Jackson as well, who will front the defense. Hughes given the escort of none in his probing reach. Perkins screen, none got too handsy.
One of the things that Travis Ford was talking about earlier is that, you know, how is this game going to be officiated? You know, in the game that they played in St. Louis, VCU lived at the line in the second half. Even though they shot 4 for 17 from 3, that proved to be the difference, along with the points off turnovers as well.
The Rams were +10 in free throw attempts and makes in that game. Well timed by Baldwin. Billikens maintained. Hargrove.
Oh, goodness. Double jump. Hargrove is so athletic. Just bouncing. No way Shriver can guard him on a closeout in that situation. Someone's got to be in the lane to help.
Baldwin, sharp dribble, floats it up. Misses. Forrester has owned the glass.
Yeah, he's played very, very well in the Carl's place, and he's also scoring the basketball as well. They're looking for him, too.
In the lane, Forrester. Jefferson trying to shape up. Crowd thought of travel. Rattles away. Shriver blew.
Got the ball where he wanted in the sweet spot. It's good defense. Just couldn't knock it down. They're looking for him, though.
Jackson opposite. Quick load, none. And the rebound, Hughes.
Got a lot of energy to this game. You know, if you're watching on TV, we got a great seat. It's a tremendous crowd. And as we mentioned, these two teams are definitely playing for something.
Great defense. Jackson just stood up Perkins. Baldwin's gone quiet. Aggressive take, denied by Forrester. Johns the board, surrounded by Billikens and a foul.
Up to a 5 seed, they can get it done. Indiana Trace, Jackson Davis has been superb. Didn't play great in that game the other night against Purdue. And Mike Miles at TCU. He is unbelievable, an electric point guard. Could be Big 12 Player of the Year. Jalen Wilson wasn't having the fantastic year he's having. When he's healthy, they're tough.
3 ball off target. VCU hasn't hit a field goal in 4 minutes. Big foul before the break. That was Larry Hughes Jr. with his second. Each team is bonus rest of the way.
Got a switch right there.
Step back that looked like a 2 and a miss.
Yeah, he had the switch. Cisse, Baldwin was on Cisse.
Travel to give it away.
One thing I'm amazed at VCU, you're talking about a team that went 0 for 9 at Davis and won a game, went 4 for 17 at St. Louis and won. They're 1 for 6 for 3. They find a way to stay in games. You know why? 22 to 10 points in the paint.
Jefferson for 3. A little flat. He hasn't been himself early. Jackson floats it up. That was altered. Collins has it.
Hargrove was all over the floor.
Collins down the lane, misses. Rebound DeLoach. Billiken hurt. That was Cisse. Clutched at the small of his back. Shriver for 3. Misses.
Yeah, I think he rushed that one. Could have been one more.
Cisse doesn't look clean coming down the floor. Comes out to screen. Perkins denied by the undersized Baldwin. Hard screen. Perkins twisting Jay. Hits heel. Baldwin playfully taps it forward. Banks on the run. Trying to Euro. Offensive foul taken by Collins.
The refs are not happy, but that was an excellent play by Yuri Collins. Ran over plain and simple. To give Hargrove credit, he sprinted and got rid of the break. VCU up one. They got the A-team in there tonight. They got the big fella, Roy Hibbert, making a comeback. You know, sitting in the studio, if I have to hear Brent Stover talk about massive win by K-State one more time, I'm going to lose my mind.
Brent, get him the next time he's there. So here we are down the stretch of the first. A one-point ball game. Offense has gone cold for each squad. Lob taken away by DeLoach.
A great defense on the weak side.
And a foul as Watkins hopped into the lane.
Personal foul assessment number 22.
Here's the first on Terrence Hargrove Jr.
Yeah, Yuri Collins probably wants his back, but look, on the weak side right there. A great job there by DeLoach. That's what it takes. Forrester thought he had an advantage, and that's just great defense. Being in the hole, being in the restricted, we call it the midline, on the pass, just takes it away.
Jameer Watkins at the line. He missed last year with a torn right ACL. It's the first of the bonus free throws. And he misses on the front end.
He's done a good job of containing Yuri Collins. Really, I mean, he only averages about 11 a game, but he hasn't been able to control the game by dropping dimes and being the maestro that he can be. Particularly in traffic, and bothering, leaving, slicing, dicing the lane.
Johns the steal. Neither team has scored in over 3 minutes. Baldwin thought about the J and said backdoor lead for none. Fumbled as he felt the pressure. Perkins on the push. Euro down the lane. Miss. Forrester follow.
In my mind, I was like, pass it, pass it, pass it. But he did a good job of getting to the rim. And if he missed it, Forrester was there to clean it up.
Before that bucket, the Billikens had only led for 13 seconds. They have the lead again. Nunn, end-line drive, denied by Forrester.
He is playing amazing right now.
Collins, no look. Hard foul by Baldwin.
And it's all about getting an opportunity to shine. And when you shine, you got to show up and show out. You see here, big fella right there running. I thought Perkins could have passed that, but you had Hargrove and Forrester. There he is getting to the rim. That's Bug on the windshield. Splat right there. Gets some Windex. Swipe that off. The big fella getting it done while Okoro's out. You got to seize the moment. And Forrester's doing that.
So here comes the return of Hughes with 2 fouls. Inside of a minute, this is the first time the Billikens have led by more than 1 point.
They just not want to get Yuri Collins a second foul with the chance they may go at him. So he can play the entire second half and they get a bigger player and looks like they're playing zone again. A longer zone with Hughes in the game.
Baldwin alley-oop for Johns. Couldn't handle. Billiken ball 39.2.
Yeah, a little junk defense. Now they're going offense defense with Yuri Collins. Looked like they played zone, showed zone, went man. They got to get them off guard. 39 seconds. Look for Yuri Collins to run some type of ball screen action. VCU will get a chance with the shot clock.
Perkins. Forrester lies in wait. He cuts to the cup. Perkins, aggressive drive. He's fouled.
Very good job of coming off the ball screen going left. DeLoach was trying to help and retreat. Retreat back. You got to cut him off. You got to make a decision. He was caught in no man's land. And as he was retreating, Perkins was coming right up his back. Very smart play by Perkins.
That's the first on DeLoach. So now Perkins at the line, an 80% shooter. He missed last year with a torn ACL, suffered in the team's first exhibition game.
And that's the disappointment this year, you know, if you want to call it that, because certainly St. Louis has still had a really good year. They got Perkins, they got Jimerson, Yuri Collins, Okoro, you know, Fred Batch got hurt. You know, you got Hargrove. This was supposed to be their year. Forrester coming, it was their year. And it just hasn't turned out that way. And Perkins was a big part of that coming back.
The shooter Schreiber is back in. DeLoach subs out. VCU hasn't scored in over 5 minutes. Billikens are on a 7-0 run.
Now look for them to take the last shot. Obviously, showing that zone once again. See when they decide to go man. All you got to do is run a ball screen and you'll find out right away what they're in.
Baldwin contested three. No. Forrester had it, lost it out of bounds. It's going to be Billiken ball. Forrester checking the top of his right eye. 3 seconds late to the floor. And Yuri Collins races to sub in.
As we saw last week with the buzzer, because 3 seconds is a lot of time. So make sure you guard people. Every single possession and second matters.
Hargrove. Forrester. Collins won't get it off. No shot. But a 7-0 run by St. Louis ends the first half.
I mean, a perfect half, if you ask me, without Okoro. Travis Ford should not be any happier with his group. If you talk to him before the game and say he'd be up 4, he would be ecstatic. The surprise has been Forrester, for me, as he's played well in Okoro staying. Jalen DeLoach played really well the first half, too. So the two bigs has taken the show away from the two guards.
Collins posting up, shovel to Jimerson. Baldwin fell down on defense, ball free. Collins, no possession exchange. Timer still rolls and a forced miss.
A really good job there by Johns with verticality, going straight up, not fouling, forcing Collins to score with the outstretched arms. That's a discipline to play defense without fouling, particularly when contested.
Snap passing by VCU, which felt rudderless at times against the Billiken zone late in the first. DeLoach right into the paint, rejected by Forrester.
I mean, we talked about him during the halftime. He's having an unbelievable game.
Foul at the other end. Forrester with 4 blocks, a career high.
Just seizing the moment, taking advantage. See, they're setting a screen, just a hard screen there on Baldwin, and then just taking that punishment. DeLoach trying to shack him and call him the shack move, and just immovable force. Forrester was.
We didn't see a general there. Baldwin down the other end, into the lane, floats it up and in. Collins to Jimerson. Forrester wants the ball. Comes out to screen.
And look at him slipping to the rim.
Tipped en route by Baldwin.
They had him on the slip, but again, no jump passes. Learn that for sure. And Ace Baldwin in the lane. We saw that in the open. That's what he does best. Makes tough shots in the paint. This crowd's into the game now.
Foul as Kern and Perkins did battle.
What they do best. See, coming off this screen here, can't jump. No jump passing. Gotta stay on your feet. You see Ace Baldwin driving there with balance and just turning and spinning with the fadeaway. And see Mike Rhodes always teaching.
Now that's Nick Kern's 3rd personal. In retrospect, when I think back, Collins driving on none, nice lead, Hargrove bucket. It felt like the game changed when Kern picked up his 2nd foul with 8:07 to go before the break.
Yeah, that aggressiveness and defensive intensity, and then he was doing a lot of cutting, right, and creating havoc offensively for VCU. And then again, it's just different energy when he goes to the bench. Watkins is a good player too, but Kearns again looks to cut and play with a little bit more intensity in the paint.
Watkins.
As soon as I say it, he must have heard me. drive the ball to the rim at 22 to 10 points to the paint.
Jimerson, 3-ball.
Count that corner Curry. You can forget it all day long. He'll knock that down.
Just his second made three tonight. He drilled 5 en route to 24 points when these teams met on the 3rd of the month.
And he's had a great career at St. Louis for sure. Ace Baldwin is determined.
And then Jimerson, by DeLoach. Out of bounds. VCU ball.
There's nothing else that needs to be said to that. That's one of those calls. We say, give me that.
Baldwin defended by Collins.
You could just see Baldwin's energy picking up now as he's being more aggressive. Going after the mismatch with Johns on Collins.
DeLoach, spin cycle miss, Forrester board. Forrester's on the way to a double-double. Remember, Francis Okoro out, non-COVID illness, did not travel. Perkins explodes and elevates.
I mean, just so good at finding his spots and getting to the rim. I mean, VCU, you got to close that off. Can't allow him to drive from the top of the key. Straight line drive with his right hand to the rim. With no resistance at all. I'll tell you this, John. If VCU loses this game, St. Louis will be 1 game back. I mean, it's still interesting. It's not over.
Well, there is still a path for the Billikens to get the 1 seed.
You see right here, there's no one in this area. Where is everyone? You know, you can't allow him to drive to the rim with 0 resistance. You got to stunt. Someone's got to be there to take a charge. They'll keep running that again. One by Travis Ford, when he sees a weakness, he's going to continue to exploit it.
Watkins on the wing. Johns screen. No, he'll get fed on the baseline. Double comes. Watkins cut. That staggered you in your seat.
Oh my goodness.
Baldwin, transition triple. Johns rebound, drop step. He'll go to the line.
John, there's only one thing to say.
42-41, St. Louis. Back and forth they battle in a 15-team A10. The top 4 seeds in the conference tournament get a much-desired double bye. VCU with the win tonight would secure the outright regular season crown and the 1 seed. But Fordham, Dayton, and St. Louis embroiled in a 3-way tie for second. Dayton taking on LaSalle as we speak.
John, I wanted to circle it to show the job that Keith Ergo has done this season. It is absolutely amazing. Fordham, we're talking about Fordham in second place. You got to understand how amazing that is. Keith Danbar done another job, just doing a great job at Duquesne, but Mike Rhodes, I mean, to the victor of spoils. He's done a tremendous job once again. If he can get this win, it'll be the second time in 6 years he's won the league outright. And dare I say, this is a very tough league. No matter what the numbers say, this is a tough league to play in.
That free throw is VCU 5 and 7 at the line. When the Rams are right, they get to the line a ton. They are top 20 in the country and lead the A10 in free throw attempts at nearly 23 a game.
And it's all volume. That's what it is. They just beat you. They beat you down 32 to 16 points to the paint. They just get to the paint so much. Even if they don't shoot a good percentage, they just shoot so many of them.
5 ties, 3 lead changes. Follow miss. Rams on the run. Numbers, none. The wing 3. No, they're 1 for 11 from deep.
1 for 11 in the scores time. That's how you got to think of it, because you got to figure they're not going to miss ball game. Although, again, they were 4 for 17 when they played the first time. And I mentioned earlier, 0 for 9 at Davidson and won the game.
Forrester, aggressive, gets fed, cuts top. Offensive foul, his second.
Great job by Ace Baldwin. He read the play, saw the pick and roll as Forrester sliding to the rim. You see right here, H. Baldwin's going to show up in this area. Showed up right away. You see right there, just good, doing a good job of moving. They may have moved a little bit, but outside of the restricted, not only a guy who makes pull-ups and amazing at taking the ball away from people, leaving the league, getting his body up for his team.
Baldwin with the team high 10 points. He's got 4 dimes, and he's got the ball. Knocked free by Collins, 21 to shoot. And Forrester's going to get a breather here. Cisse returns for St. Louis. Watkins calls the break, finds Baldwin, guarded by Collins. They didn't show this much in the first.
Trying to weak the ball screen, which again, Baldwin's left-handed. Usually when they weak it, they want to force a right-handed player, which most players are, to their left hand.
Watkins rejected out of bounds by Hargrove. 6 to shoot.
And that's that action where, again, from the left side of the floor to the right side of the floor, you get the right-handed, ball-dominant right-handed drivers to go to their strong hands. Good coaching.
Zeb Jackson, who had just subbed in, 4 to shoot, driving on Jimerson. No look, DeLoach. Bucket with 1 on the top.
Yeah, Cisse went to help. Again, he didn't have to help so much. He could have stunted and stayed with DeLoach. Good job there on the drive. Dropping a dime by Zeb Jackson.
Collins leads the country in dimes. He's 1 away from tying the A-10 single-season record. Missed by Perkins. Whistle. His body's fly.
You see Zeb Jackson driving there. I mean, wow, that angle right there. It was tough. Looked like he may be out of bounds, and there's the drive. Perkins determined to get to the rim. Again, when that happens, when the big comes to help, there's no one to box out Cisse.
Cisse, his second. Hard screen by DeLoach. Cisse bumping Baldwin. Somehow it finds Watkins. Nice kick corner. Jackson off target. DeLoach weak side. Loses to Perkins. Playground out of bounds. It'll be Billiken ball.
It's a scrappy St. Louis bunch tonight.
Pickett and Hughes back in for the Billikens. Hargrove and Collins to the bench.
It would be a statement win if they can pull this game off on the road.
Well, remember, St. Louis began 7-2. Beat Providence, beat Memphis, beat Murray State, lost to Maryland, lost at Auburn by just 5 points. They were one of the non-league darlings.
They were. They did the job, but then
DeLoach steal. Euro bumped and fouled.
You see Travis Ford putting Forrester in the game right away. The young fella trying to give him some minutes. That was spell Forrester. But you mentioned about St. Louis being a darling. They were. And then SIU Edmondsville. A couple of times they stuck their toe. And unfortunately in this league it's unforgiving. You just can't do it that often. It's just what it is. It's what you're dealing with, whether you like it or not. And Travis Ford spoke passionately about it. They're trying to figure it out, as did Mike Rhodes.
So here's Forrester. Cisse with his third goes to the bench. Forrester has been a critical piece of the Billikens' success tonight, filling in brilliantly for a quarter.
You're certainly right, and I second that emotion. I really like his energy. He has a live body, spinning every play, and he's an offensive threat.
Rams on a 7-0 run. And Forrester fresh to the fray, a dunk.
Larry Hughes Jr. looking like his father right there. Taking that pressure on. He's long, he handles basketball. He invited the double, and made a great pass, kept his head up and kept his composure. Great offense.
Baldwin, helped by Perkins, knocked it free. Baldwin sent to the floor. Numbers for the Billikens. Pickett, open triple. Short, gets his own miss. Perkins screaming for it. Gives it up to Hughes. Perkins clapping, begging for the ball. Hughes takes.
Oh, man. What shot.
We mentioned his dad. He played one season as a Billiken, 97-98. He set the still-standing program record. He dropped 670 points that year.
A walking bucket. That's what he was.
Forrester rejection. Pickett. Got everyone unaware.
These two teams are battling. If this is any indication of what the Barclays Center is going to be like, oh my goodness. 8-10 tournament is going to be fire.
One of the blemishes for the Billikens, they're just 4-6 in true road games. DeLoach altered by Forrester and a foul.
Yeah, that's certainly awesome to see that happen. You know what's funny? You see some of those players from back in the day, no three-point line. You know, and you see kids with COVID years, they're scoring 2,000 points, and you're asking yourself, how did they score all those points? And people talk about the game being different, and players are better now. You talk to the old heads, they say they were better back then, but one thing for sure, those brothers back in the day, they had some skills.
We've had a fun one here tonight. Collins looking for Hughes. Forrester backing in on John, 6 to shoot. Air ball, out of bounds, Ramble.
That good defense by John. Johns is 6'8". He's, you know, pretty sturdy inside. And he can guard bigs and he can guard four men that pick and pop as well. So he's very versatile offensively and defensively as well.
If there is a Rams due to hit a three, it's Ace Baldwin. Off balance, undercut, foul on the push. Things go on. Hughes is through.
Yeah, Ace Baldwin's so aggressive offensively. Good screen there by David Shriver. And there was no way they could help, and all they could do was foul.
Baldwin lobs the entry, tracked down by Johns.
You're right, John. Very physical game.
Oh, nice touch pass. That's a fifth time for Baldwin.
He's Junior got to get his hands up. Got to discourage that pass a little bit.
Pickett for three. No. Put back Perkins off. Watkins has it. Watkins has it slapped at Shriver on high. Dribble.
St. Bonaventure, if they can get past Davidson, they beat VCU here on this court. So if they win the league, there's an opponent who has had success against them. So that could be a game as well. And then I'll tell you, Corey Tate told me that George Mason is a team you got to watch out for. They've been playing very well. Kim English has done a tremendous job there.
VCU is smothered here in Collins. He has not scored all night. He's their second leading scorer at 11.5 points. Forrester, little long, Shriver takes it away.
That's the second time Jimerson has left his feet trying to get that dive to the rim. VCU's done a good job of taking that away, so they'll find it, move the ball around a little bit more from side to side and try to get that action.
Shriver off the fake, Johns back to the basket. Spin to face, spin again. Showing off the moves, draws a foul from Forrester. That's going to be his third.
John was certainly determined there was no double. Forrester's been playing really good defense tonight, and he stood his ground, but John's with too many fakes. Forrester getting the foul.
Now, Forrester often plays a lot. He and Okoro essentially share that 5 spot, but on the year, he averages 15.5 minutes per. He has had the lion's share tonight, and there's a difference against Mike Rhodes' defense and this team on the road playing that many minutes.
It is. I mean, they're going to tire you out. They're going to get after you. This is right now the bewitching time, shall I say, where VCU starts to turn you over, particularly in this place, and they go on one of those spurts. So St. Louis has to be careful. Clearly they have Yuri Collins. Love to see him get a little bit more involved in this game and make some plays for his teammates.
6-0 run for VCU. Billikens haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Collins down the lane, his first point to the ball game.
I like it when they listen.
I didn't see the earpieces in there.
I like it when they listen.
What do you want to see here? Baldwin right through the defense.
Back at you. I was talking to Travis Ford about how you deal with that ball screen. You got to keep him out of the lane. That's what VCU wants to do. They want to live in that paint. Live in the paint, and as Mike Rose says, eat the rim.
Forrester kick. Hargrove denied. Shriver swat, Watkins other end, Euro! Foul on Collins.
Shriver with the big time swat. You see Ace Baldwin, no one's there. Listen, Forrester, you got to slide your feet parallel, have your butt to the baseline, and Shriver coming from behind with the block. Hargrove finally saying, what happened? Good block.
Watkins at the line, who's mostly been a bench player since mid-January against Loyola Chicago. Pickett back in, and it's going to be Forrester that subs out. And there were times we've seen him just outside the huddle, and he's looked a little gassed. So now 37 seconds, dead ball means a media, trying to maximize his rest.
No, smart coaches. They definitely know the game to get him in and get him out. They're actually going small here, which I don't think it's a bad thing.
What does that do? Why is that good?
Because they can just match him up. DeLoach is out of the game for VCU, so it really doesn't hurt him. So smart by Travis Ford, you just matching him up.
Collins given the escort by the more recently subbed back in Jaden Nunn. Off the screen, Collins has it stolen away by Johns. And then a foul. The bump by Pickett. And the fouls are piling up on the Billikens.
He's trying to split the ball screen. Good hands there. That's what VCU does so well. And then Pickett there trying to stop the break. Better off just sprinting back. Sprint ahead of him. Not try to ride him on the side. Easy call for the ref, putting Nunn at the line.
These are 1-1. It's 8 fouls on the Billikens. A lot of time for Rams bonus, and Nunn converts the first. That's part of the recipe for Mike Rhodes. He talked about it with us today. That's what they want to do, is get to the line.
Yeah, definitely want to get to the line, and there's free money in there. You know, you're a physical team. You don't invite the contact. You give it. You give the punishment, and you leave it up to the refs how they're going to call the game. And Travis Ford was worried about that, and he's starting to take his toll on the Billikens. Jaden Nunn scared me just now. They are fired up. This crowd is electric. John, you're telling me this is not the NCAA tournament team? Come on, man. I mean, seriously.
I am not making any decisions.
Come on now. Just want your opinion, that's all.
This is a team that could do damage in the tournament. 3-ball miss by Perkins. Baldwin looks, John saying, give it to me. Perkins behind him.
Yeah, you got a size advantage. Mouse in the house.
Lost it on the way up.
Oh, overzealous.
Collins, pass Baldwin. Miss tip. Miss Pickett. The reluctant putback.
Gets relentless. He's got to find a way to win. Can't let the bully just take your lunch money every single time.
Johns tripped up, push foul.
To be the class of that league at the top and be the standard. But I'm charging San Diego State with this. You have not won a tournament game since 2015. It's about time to end that drought.
Johns misses front end of the last 1-and-1 for the Rams. It's 9 fouls on the Billikens. The last foul went to Javon Pickett, his second. Collins, a quiet point night, gets hit and fouled. It's going to be Johns with his second. He subs away. DeLoach is back.
Yeah, Forrest was back in. DeLoach was back in. I'd like to see Travis Ford keep the ball in Yuri Collins' hands and just allow him to go to work. Looks like he's trying to get into a little bit of a groove here. The pass. And we just telepathy, Johnny.
Thinking of a number between 1 and 100.
I'm like the enemy to my man Mahomes.
And a foul off ball. That dime gives him 8 on the night. He has tied the all-time single season A-10 record.
See right here, you got to get your hands up. If you're none, you got to take away vision, particularly with an elite passer like Collins. He's always looking to drop dimes. One of the most unselfish players in the country.
He matches the mark set by Temple's Howard Evans in 1987-88. He has already broken Evans' all-time record. Also passed Jacob Gilliard, who had 5 years at Richmond for his 782 assists. And he matched the single game record set by Evans against Villanova in February 1988 when he had 20
I was going to say something. You notice I was a little bit really quiet. I played against Howie Evans, an elite player. With McGonigal Hall, that was back in the day. Mark Macon, Wayne Coswell, John Chaney, Temple Rock. Some unbelievable teams back then. That's an amazing accomplishment for Yuri Collins.
Watch the top of the screen. Was there anything egregious there? I don't think that's why they went to the monitors, and they came away not telling us anything and not saying anything to the crowd. So, common foul DeLoach, his third.
As much as this crowd has been in the game, and there's certainly been some exciting moments, St. Louis is one possession away from tying this game up.
Jimerson has been quiet.
Yeah, Nick Kern has been in his shirt. For sure. I don't know which one's the real number 24.
Forrester from Collins. Miss, rebound Watkins. Baldwin co-leads the Rams with 12 points. He's got 5 assists to lead the team.
Good job by Forrester in a drop on that ball screen.
Nunn blows by Javon Pickett.
That's just tough for Pickett to guard him. Nunn is so quick, but you got to give him some space and you got to slide your feet. But if you allow him to get to his right hand and get that advantage, you really don't have a chance.
Perkins, high kiss, miss, takes a tumble. Numbers for the Rams, wrap around, done! Fouled by Jimerson. It is double bonus.
And they're just so fast when they get to attack. You see right here, you got to slide your feet. Once you back down, once you turn and give him that angle, there's no way you can guard him with no help on the weak side. Actually, on the strong side, that would be. You got to give him, maybe give him a little space, and you got to slide your feet. And once he starts getting the lane, you got to chest him with your hands back. But give Nunn credit. As soon as he saw that angle, he knew exactly where he wanted to get to his spot.
And Nunn is a very capable scorer for Mike Rhodes. He dropped 31 at St. Joe's just a week ago when he went 7 for 7 from 3.
Yes, he did. I want to say that's the best in the history of the school, 7 for 7.
It is. Converts.
VCU's just got a very athletic team. They can score the basketball, certainly defend you like no other, and they live in the lane. No way you could tell me this team isn't deserving and having a chance to play in March, even if they do not win the conference tournament.
Billiken offense has been stifled in the second.
One little flex right here. Traditional offense.
Jimerson miss, rebound Watkins.
Well, Jimerson's got to come down on 2 feet, shot fake. Had he done that, he would be at the foul line. a straight line drive.
Kern on the run, yes! He's called it.
I'm batting 1,000 right now, John.
It is the largest lead of the night for VCU. And a foul on DeLoach. That'll be his fourth.
Again, as I say, looking for that straight line drive, going right at Forrester, who's been playing well, but see how he's in no man's land. He can't slide his feet. Maybe he's tired. That's something they probably saw on film, was putting Forrester in ball screens. If you let him sit down in the lane in the restricted area like an anchor, that's one thing, but forcing him to move is very tough.
DeLoach with 4 fouls to the bench. VCU 42 points to the paint. It's the 8th time they've done it this year. In the first 7, the Rams are 7-0.
Again, really good job of guarding that ball screen, that slip.
Collins had it knocked free. He thought that he was fouled. None other end. Wing for Watkins. Jab step and they'll run offense.
Good job by Watkins, slowing it up. Fans are acknowledging it. Smart basketball group here in the Seager Center. They love their Rams.
Baldwin. Collins to the other end. Down the lane.
Wow. What a finish. You see, and then you see Ace Baldwin acknowledging I should have bounced pass. Should have bounced pass in traffic. One of the weaknesses that he has in traffic, you can bottle him up a little bit. And Yuri Collins going coast to coast down Broadway with the deuce plus tax.
That's only his second made field goal of the night. As a team, they hit 6 threes in the first. They've only hit 1 in the second. Here's a chance at a traditional three-point play.
VCU did 18% from the three the last time they played Richmond. And here they are now doing the job in the second half.
Miss, rebound, Forrester, put back at 1! And here's a chance at a mini 5-0 surge in what, 4 seconds of game time?
Man, Brandon Johns is just surprised. He's like, I'm sure he's saying that maybe he came over the back. But tremendous job by Forrester. As I said before, if you force him to move, it's tough for him. But if he's allowed to anchor himself down by the basket, it's going to be tough for you.
That rebound is 10th on the night. So he's got a double-double with 13 and 10. Foul to Johns, his third. And 1 free throw.
Oh, how about that bounce?
On the run.
St. Louis put a little pressure on the Rams. Press the pressing team.
Under 4. And the lead at 4.
A-10 basketball at his finest. Look at that straight line drive. That's what I'm saying. That's, if you know Kern, again, they're putting Forrester in the ball screen. He can't switch and he can't slide his feet over there quick enough. The Kern gun doesn't shoot threes, so go under that screen.
Blocking foul. It's going to be 4 on Johns.
I love the little guys for sure. I'm one of those guys who believe that it's very difficult to win in any sport without a lead general. And they have 2 of them. We're watching 2 of the best in the country play tonight. Obviously, Ace Baldwin is scoring more, but Yuri Collins is starting to pick it up for his team.
The last of the 1-and-1s. Hughes misses. It will be double bonus both teams rest of the way.
St. Louis got to dig their heels in and play some defense right now. Just mentioned there is some foul trouble there with DeLoach and Johns, and I would go straight to the rim every single time if I'm St. Louis.
Driver denied the 3 by Hughes. Kern. Another drive.
Great defense. I guarantee you, in the huddle, they talked about, hey, when Kern gets the basketball, he's going to put his head down and drive right. Stand there and take a charge. Really good defense.
That is 4 fouls on Kern. So Kern and Johns and DeLoach each have 4. Do you change who's on the floor? Kern's going to go to the bench here for Watkins.
Yeah, you're going to get 3 guys with 4 fouls. And the question is, then they're going to look like, hold on.
Kern was convinced he was going to the bench. He is not. He's going to stay on, and they're going to take Schreiber off. So they want defense here, even with the fouls.
And you know what? If they get the ball across half court, get the ball to Yuri Collins, because they didn't press them much in St. Louis because of the respect for Collins. Now the question is, are they going to take advantage of the foul trouble? You mentioned John's report and Kern's report.
Offensive foul. Jimerson trying to set the screen, his third.
And to try to get a little ghost action. And none really ran into him, but again, it could have been incidental contact, but nonetheless, the official called right until he's on top of it. And then St. Louis is going after him. Oh my goodness. They were waiting for that.
Forrester screaming for the ball. 2.5 to go. Collins hounded Jimerson. Deep three. No. Watkins wins it. Trying to sell contact there. Watkins down the lane. Foul.
Wow. They just really get after you. Good job here. Jimerson caught in no man's land. They're dropping the dime to Nick Kern. So athletic. Watkins. And Kern's is having a second half. That's really nice for him. Makes an impact plays. But just in this building, John, they're tough. They're just tough in this building.
Last foul of Biggie. That's Hughes' fourth. He subs out. Javante Perkins is back.
This program's had so much success. Yeah, Jeff Capel here, who did a great job. Anthony Grant, who's at Dayton. Shaka Smart, who's at Marquette. And now Mike Rhodes continuing that tradition of the VCU Rams.
VCU has matched the largest margin of the game. Collins and one again.
Just refused the ball screen. Rejected it, as they would say, not coming off. Changing directions, going with his dominant hand, getting to the rim. No help there. Johns isn't there to help him. No help on the weak side from Watkins as well, because Perkins is shooter in the weak side corner.
Pelicans have never won at VCU. 0-7 in this building.
I see why. It's very difficult to play it here. Great atmosphere. I mean, just a great atmosphere for college basketball. And I see why Power 5, Power 6 teams won't come here and play.
Baldwin floats it up. Johns drop step strong. He is the fourth round to double figures. Timeout. By 9. If VCU wins, the Rams secure the 1 seed. They are the outright regular season champs in the A-10.
You see right here on this drive, throwing it up. Travis Ford thought that Brandon Johns traveled. Doesn't look like he moved his feet there. Just a bit of frustration probably kicking in. Tough atmosphere to play in. St. Louis is they came ready for the fight. They're just playing against a quality opponent who's playing for a championship.
Collins draws another foul. He's got the line a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, John. And aggressiveness. You're an elite guard. When they're taking away wings and they're so aggressive on the other players, you have to take it upon yourself. You're the lead ball handler. You're the primary decision maker. And you got to make things happen.
Now, that said, his first 2 trips came in and 1 tries. He missed both free throws. And there's another miss.
And that's one thing as a lead guard as well. You got to knock down free throws. That's 5 points right there. Think about it. Front end, 2 front ends, and that one they got 61. That's 5 points. You count on your lead guard to knock those down.
Back end make.
Definitely got to put the press on, see if they can get a trap and a steal. You may be able to play one more possession without fouling. If that would be it.
Inbound Baldwin. Up the floor. And a kick on Baldwin.
Oh, wow.
That's his third.
You see Mike Rose
is irate.
They're telling him, Tim Clougherty saying, go to your bench. Let us check it out. No, there was no kick there, but you know what? He stuck his leg out. I mean, he didn't kick it. Nah, I don't know about that one. Nah, he didn't kick it.
And we're here. So they are looking to see, is there a flagrant walk? Was that intentional?
No, no way.
Is he sticking that leg out to try to trip him?
I don't even think he even saw him. Well, you know what? From that angle, it might be a little different.
1:24 to go.
Yeah, but I don't think he, you know, the bottom line is he ran past him. He tried to avoid him, but he ran right up his rear. And
it's going to be a common foul, no flagrant.
Yeah, definitely not a flagrant foul. I mean, I've seen that play a ton of times where the guy has ran behind him and they call the foul on the defender. Never have I seen it called on the offensive player.
They're looking what they can review. So you cannot look to assess a common foul on a play where none was called,
right?
But you can look to see if there was a flagrant foul.
Correct.
So Billikens have the ball.
The fans, much to their dismay, to see if they can do something with it.
Collins hounded, tumbles, throws it out of bounds. Havoc.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job of bottling him up on those ball screens, trapping him. Maybe just over dribbling. It's a little bit too much. Got to get rid of it.
Since VCU joined the A-10 a decade ago, no team has won more games or had a better winning percentage in league play than the Rams.
Just amazing job by Mike Rose, as I said again. Quality person. Passionate coach. He had a job at Rice. When he was at Rice, I was in Houston at the time. Did a really good job of jump-starting that program.
Foul to Jefferson, his fourth, and is going to put Johns at the line, who's a top 15 free throw shooter in the A-10 at 75%. He is one of 4 Rams in double figures. 6 have 8 or more. They have had excellent balance on the year, and tonight, Johns misses. Confusion on the sub. They're going to sub out Forrester here.
And maybe trying to spread them out. Maybe thinking they need a 3. They need to get 5 guys on the perimeter. I'll say this about the free throw shooting. The one thing about VCU, like when you get to Brooklyn, it is one and done. You lose, you're out. You know, the free throws could become an issue.
9-point difference.
Got to get something quick. Not necessarily a 3, but if a 3 is there, I wouldn't mind you taking it if you can knock it down.
Hargrove, dunk. Timeout, St. Louis. We'll take one as well. Just under a minute. Bonus, both teams at the Siegel Center. Rams a 7-point edge. They have the ball and the arrow. It has gone final. Dayton bested LaSalle, so the latest. Dayton now with 12 wins in league play, but VCU can make that move. The Rams hold on to this lead with under a minute left. They are the outright conference champs. Dayton, Fordham, and St. Louis still jockey for seeding and for a double bye.
Yeah, and I think St. Louis is going to be fine They're going to take care of business. If they don't get it done, this game done, they definitely have to take care of business the next game. And at the end of the day, tremendous season by VCU if they can cap it off with a win here and get this outright league championship. Again, in an era where we value making a tournament and what kind of run, sometimes we devalue what it takes to win a league title.
For the Pelicans to have a chance, they likely got to turn over the masters of the turnover. Nunn hounded and fouled by Collins, his third.
Tim Crockett was talking to Yuri Collins. And he's saying the ball was loose on the ground when they called the foul. Definitely fouled him. But again, Nunn didn't have possession of the ball, is what he's saying.
So Nunn to the line, who ran point when Baldwin was out for stretches last year. Rams missed out of the big dance last year, and they are not the same when they are without their point guard. Nunn converts. They lost to UConn. They fell to Baylor, a couple of really good mid-majors. The NEC regular season champ in Wagner, the SoCon regular season and tournament champ in Chattanooga. That was when Baldwin was hurt. Some similar things have happened this year, including their chance against Arizona State.
I mean, you're right, and it's just really, really tough. They had a great win. I called the game here against Vanderbilt. I mean, again, and Vanderbilt's been playing really, really well in the SEC. This team's a quality team, and it's just a matter of the metrics and how people want to look at it. But as I said before, this team is quality and certainly deserving of a look.
Into the corner, Perkins rejected by Kern.
They're just so athletic. I'm telling you, at times, it feels like there's 8 white jerseys on the floor the way they scramble and react to the basketball.
Corner entry, Jimerson couldn't handle, out of bounds, deflected by the Rams. Kern has played with such purpose tonight, the young man from St. Louis. Jimerson, the St. Louis player from here in Richmond.
They're just so physical. VCU is so physical, and at home they're just a different team. Great steal.
DeLoach. Largest lead of the night for VCU. Collins for 3. Timeout, St. Louis. Will step aside as well. 30.8 seconds. Rams with the arrow, the ball, a 75-67 lead. The Pelicans have exhausted their timeouts.
Yeah, they certainly have. And you see the steal there by Jalen DeLoach going up for the two-handed easy one. He's letting them know. He says, nice, giving up, putting his hands up, says, no hands. Just capping off this. And you see Mike Rhodes say, man, get back on defense. But great job by VCU tonight. It's not over yet. They've got to play this out. We've seen some strange things the last few weeks, and it is March Madness. So the madness has definitely started. And you want to make sure you put a cherry on top of this one and get it done.
Kern running in line to Nunn. Sees the double, dribbles through. Up ahead to Kern. The lead, Watkins. Collins out of bounds off the rails.
They're doing a great job of breaking the pressure. Looks like St. Louis was not going to foul. Fouled by Kern, passing the ball to Watkins. VCU's not leaving any meat on the bone. They said, let's check this out. We don't want to get another opportunity. We see if it's our basketball. VCU's going to win this game. And I can confidently say they're going to win this game and win this outright title. They deserve it. They've had a great season. You see. Yeah, it's off of Yuri Collins. Just look at all the hands around it. They just have bodies everywhere. It's a physical game. I mean, just got so many guys around them. Hard to operate in traffic like that.
VCU has been the 1 seed in the A-10 tournament once before. That was 2019. They have shared the A-10 title twice. That year in 2016. They can win the outright regular season crown and clinch that 1 seed. They're 16.6 seconds away.
I would suspect that St. Louis will not foul. They're showing a little pressure, a little token pressure, but at this point he's academic. Get ready for Brooklyn. Make sure you win the next game.
Foul by Collins. That's his 4th. So it is double bonus, and the Rams are poised to sweep away St. Louis and go to 8-0 against the Billikens in this building all time. None to the line. He is one of 5 in double figures, the despondent Billikens, who had entered with wins in 3 of 4.
They just took Gibson Jimerson out of the game. He just wasn't a factor. The athleticism was at an all-time level. Made 5 threes when they played before. Just the intensity and the attention to detail of the scouting report took him out of the game.
None snaps Klein. For those of you tuning in for San Diego State, Boise State, you can find it streaming free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. As soon as it tips off, we'll get you there as soon as this game is over. Watkins steal. And a classy move, backs it up.
They deserve it.
The VCU Rams are the outright regular season champions in the Atlantic 10. They're 14-3. They have clinched the 1 seed.